bill, one car repair, one bad break from not making rent. And then I go to file my taxes every April, and I'm reminded yet again that I give more of my paycheck to the government than literal billionaires in this country. So is it any surprise that we hear working people are losing faith in our system, in our institutions? And what working people are saying could not be more simple. It could not be more clear. And yet, for the longest time, our answers to this affordability crisis have been complicated. Complicated means tested. Fill out 200 pages of paperwork, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll get a little deduction here or there. Well, we need ideas that are as clear and simple as the demands workers have given us. And that's how we restore faith, folks. Get people real relief. And that is exactly what this plan does. Of course, tax cuts are not a substitute for the robust social programs that we still need, and we're going to keep fighting for those. Yes, people should bear less of the burden, but as Senator Van Hollen has said, this is one plank that we need in the big picture here of relief for working people, because we do need universal affordable health care. We need universal child care. We need livable wages. All of those things. We need the PRO Act, right? To make sure that workers have the basic right to organize and fight on their own and form unions. So this is one step of what has to be a bigger affordability agenda. We all know that. That's why we're here. But I just want to say thank you to Senator Van Hollen for putting this forward, for being a champion of workers, and let's put ideas out there. Let's move with the program. I was talking to someone earlier about action, right? We want action, and we want action that will inspire people, and this is it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Cycle. Today, or this week, looks like mostly Democratic senators have put forth a bill that will cut taxes for people making $46,000 to $80,000. So if you make under $46,000, which they say is the minimum to get by in the U.S. now, I say you can't get by on $46,000. I mean, when rent is $2,000 a month, how could you get by on $46,000? That's $24,000 just on rent, and mortgage is even more, depending on how you live. Sure, if you live in your RV like me most of the year, then you could probably get by on $46,000 a month. But is that how we were meant to live in America, the richest country in the world? In an RV or in a boat or whatever. The foundation of wealth in the U.S. is owning a home, and most Americans can't do that anymore. So I think this is a good thing, and I just got on here to look through it, and I figured I'd take you guys with me. So let's look at the actual bill. Today, Senator Richard Blumenthal joined Senate colleagues in introducing the Working Americans Tax Cut, new legislation to provide much-needed tax relief for millions of working Americans who are struggling to afford the cost of living as wages remain stagnant and prices rise. This bill provides broad permanent tax cuts nearly 130 million working Americans and for nearly 130 million working Americans, and eliminates federal income taxes for Americans who make under the median cost of living $46,000. The bill additionally provides a significant tax break to individuals making between $46,000 to $80,500, with proportionally higher rates for heads of households and married couples. The legislation is fully paid for and avoids raising the national debt by ensuring the wealthiest pay their fair share through a tiered surtax on income above $1 million. This proposal stands in stark contrast to tax law that Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress passed last year, which provided a tax giveaway to billionaires and exploded the deficit while offering only temporary relief for some working families. This bill, led by these senators, you can read that yourself. It's all Democrats so far. It looks like about 20 of them. The bill enacts broad tax cuts for working families, providing economic relief and ensuring that working Americans can afford their basic expenses under President Trump's skyrocketing cost of living. Trump has cozied up to the billionaire class, providing, of course, he's a billionaire, providing massive tax breaks for the wealthy while ignoring the needs of the American working class by reducing federal income taxes based on income level. The Working Americans Tax Cut Act puts money back into the pockets of working families and ensures they can meet their needs. Far too many Americans are working hard for their paychecks but still have trouble making ends meet. These Americans who are earning just enough to get by to meet their basic living expenses should not have to pay a federal income tax. Our bill would ensure just that, and it would provide a significant tax break to millions of other working Americans so folks can keep more of their hard-earned money in their pockets. Families across Arizona are working and doing everything right, but still falling behind. So that's the senator's state, I assume. Instead of helping them get ahead, Trump gave more huge tax breaks to the wealthiest Americans while hiking up prices on everyone else, said Kelly. Senator Kelly from Arizona. Our plan is to put more money in the pockets of middle-class Americans, from nurses and teachers to firefighters and electricians, and restore the basic promise that in this country hard work pays off. Families are struggling amidst higher costs in Trump's America, said Gillibrand. I'm proud to co-sponsor the Working Americans Tax Cut to support working families, drive economic... It's unacceptable that while so many... Let's see what it does here. The median cost of living for a single adult with no children in the United States is estimated to be $46,000. That's low, I think, a year based on county-level data aggregated by the Living Wage Institute. Individuals who earn less than that will not pay federal income taxes. For individuals with income ranging from $46,000 to $80,000, legislation provides a significant tax break to also combat cost of living expenses. It phases out the cost of living exemption at 175% of the median cost of living for a single adult with no children. As a result, a person making between $46,000 and $80,500 a year would have a lower tax rate using this exemption than they do under the current tax system. To illustrate, a single person who makes $50,000 would typically receive a tax cut of approximately $2,800. This includes a larger exemption for heads of households, 140% of the single exemption, or $64,400, and to married couples filing jointly, 200% of the single exemption, or $92,000. These exemptions will also phase out at higher tax rates, with heads of households making between $64,000 and $112,000 a year, and married couples making between $92,000 and $161,000 a year, receiving a tax cut under this legislation. For example, a family of four who earns $95,000 would typically receive a tax cut of approximately $6,000 due to the cost of living exemption. This legislation has been endorsed by a broad range of organizations: AFL-CIO, American Federation of Teachers, AFT, Americans for Tax Fairness, Community Change, Action Demos, Get out the vote pack. Indivisible Institute. Okay. According to analysis by the Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy, nearly 130 million people, including over 25 million children, will receive a tax cut through this legislation. Additionally, it is fully paid for through... Okay, guys, so that sounds great. Go ahead and look that up for yourself. And if you enjoy what we're doing here, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. And I will see you next time on the SpinCycle.